I loved Versace. I loved it. Do you know what I loved about it? The unashamedly Versace-ness of it. I loved the fact it was totally maximalist, beaded, encrusted, you know, more is more attitude. And I think that's what I want to see from her. That's what I want. I don't want her to downplay what she does. I want her to upplay it always. So brilliant. I loved it.
It was beautiful. It was classic Versace. I mean, I think it's such a time for Versace right now. Everyone's looking into their archives for inspiration and ideas, and you know, that's what they do. And I think that's what Donatella did, was look into their history of what the house is and reinterpret it.
Versace was like very Versace. Donatella really went to the house's roots, and it had that edge. It was very sexy.
Donatella does what they do best. She brought the rock and roll spirit back to the collection. It was truly a nod to her brother Johnny. It's nice to see that the house continues to stay very true. They love color, they love sexy, and that's what we saw yesterday at that show.
You could see Donatella's influence just in some of those very soft prints, I think the starfish and the seahorses, and those were really lovely, and some of those colors which were just very gentle.
All those great gold-studded leather pieces, archival prints that were re-envisioned in sorbet shades of interesting aquas, lavenders, icy limes with all that underwater motif, seashells and starfish and wonderful little seahorses. It's a really upbeat show. Crazy white shoes. It's all about a white shoe for spring. You have to have a white shoe, and of course she loved it on a lucite wedge or a lucite heel.
Versace is super, super sexy and a kind of rock and roll sexy. With Johnny, it was the Versace print, that scarf print, the Medusa. It was really over the top. And with Donatella, she personalizes a lot more. It seems like something from her vision of the way that she wants to dress, and she likes women to look. And it's really just a very, very sexy, but more structured, I think.
She was smart not to hammer down too hard on the Medusa and the bold prints that have been everywhere, because you know she's looking at the future, and they're expanding in a lot of different areas, trying to draw a younger customer, so you'll see less expensive products out there. You need to have a reason for the more expensive things to be on the runway, and she's doing a good job of showing what that is.
One of the things that I do think she always does really well is that she likes her women, her models, to look strong and powerful on the runway. She's done more suiting. She's done, or at least put on the runway, more things that a woman could actually wear during the day. And she's brought sort of the power balance, I think, to the sexiness. I mean, she plays around with sort of power and sex, which I think is still very Versace, but in many ways I think is more of a woman's take than a man's.
Donatella has done an incredible job of keeping that brand interesting and exciting and relevant. She's managed to really actually add signatures to the house, certainly much more of a feminine element because it's a woman who's designing it, and I think that really does come through, especially in the collection she showed this week.
I think there is a certain desire all around for a woman that is more feminine and more, in a certain way, more girly, more womanly. I think it's very interesting. A lot of pink and pastels and you know, so with some irony too.
I think there was a time I didn't think I could date the Versace girl. It was either a bit too glitzy and rock and roll, a bit too rich bitch. This somehow had the delicacy and the sexiness that I think a lot of guys would like to see that girl on her arm.
To me, her addition has been just this very feminine voice.
And then the finale, just one spectacular white goddess gown after another with big clear Swarovski starfish and beautiful seashell details across the bodices around the waist and down the skirts. It was pure Versace, and that's what they do so well. And for that girl that wants a Va-Va Versace, she's going to have a Va-Va Room little collection because the show looked fantastic.